Please remember that all the opinions in the show are those of the host and should only be taken as food for thought. We're in no way telling you to do anything. Everything is kept anonymous for the safety of the listeners and no information is shared to anyone else. If you are easily offended by people's opinions or views, then thank you for making it this far, but this is not the podcast for you, so see you later. And please enjoy the rest of the show. Hey boys, the Changeling story have me nightmares. I keep looking at my little brother thinking to myself, what if he is one? All brothers are fucking changelings, mate.
Mate, that would fucking freak me out if there was like a kid in the house when I was listening to that.
Oh, what? Like you can hear him creeping about? It's like the dog thing, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, like the
we were talking about the dogs. On another note, I have fucked up. I got myself arrested for a fight in a bar last week. My girl wasn't happy about it and she left me saying that she's not happy with my behaviour recently. I want her back and I'm done with the drama while I'm out. Any ideas on how I can get back from this, boys?
A lot of grovelling and admitting failure and just be like an absolute fucking melt for a good fucking like couple of days, maybe even a couple of weeks. And if she's so adamant, then you're fucked. They ain't nothing gonna change your mind.
You were borderline losing your... Well, she wasn't a wife at that point.
I almost went through that exact thing where I got myself into trouble a few too many times, and Charlotte was like, "You got to stop what you're doing, or we'll fucking end it." I think she left me for like 3-4 weeks, and during that time, I was fucking creepy crawly, fucking ex-boyfriend trying to like hang around, sniffing around, as you do.
Yeah, because I remember, because that was really funny, because I was the baker, and I come in, and Sarah and Charlotte are fucking... And I'm like, what's happened? I was like, where's Jay? And they're like, he's been arrested. And I'm just like cracking up. I was like, what a dickhead. And then just like their face is like thunder. And I'm like, oh, I think my oven's digging. It's like, walk away.
But the thing is, I made it in on time for work, so should have had fuck all to do with Sarah. But because obviously thing had got back, I'd asked someone to cover my shift, so word had got back when I shouldn't. I should have really thought about it, but I was fucking out of my nut at the time. It was unneeded drama. These things happen when you're young. Mistakes happen. You just gotta like stop getting yourself into trouble. I actively walked away from quite a few altercations after that where I could have reacted how I used to. And I thought about the long game, not only for Charlotte, but obviously for my job and stuff as well. It affects everything. I think as well, thinks you're a big man for getting into a fight at like 30 years old in a pub.
No, not at all. I remember there's a show about Luton. I don't know if anyone's seen it, called 24 Police Custody. And when it first came out, me and Jane were like proper excited because obviously we were like trying to point out all the people that we'd thrown out of the co-op when we were working there. And I always remember we were drinking and we were watching the first episode, and you were like, I've been in that cell. And then this one come up and you were like, Dan, if you ever get arrested, you got to take your clothes off, because once you're naked, they're not going to fucking touch you. You just go to sleep. They just leave you alone. I'm like, Jay, man. I'm like, just shut up. Just please shut up. You're creeping me out now.
That's what, because when I was still fucking young as fuck, man. That's what I used to do. I got into the cell naked, and like my brother was told that they couldn't interview me because I was running up and down naked and banging on the door. And it was like, can you hear that banging? And apparently that was me, like three cells down, going mental.
Fucking hell, man.
Those were fucking bleak times.
They were, yeah. It was a dodgy time. But I think as well, sometimes it could be like the company you keep as well. Like if you are with a load of guys that you've hung around with for ages and they just haven't got to that point where like they've had enough. they could drag you into situations and things like that. And I think that's a good thing as well. Like if that is where you could say to them, "Look, I'm not going to see so and so," and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and you've got to trust people. Like that night I was talking about with me, we were out with a fella which Dan had notification with when he was out with him. It's the same guy. He'd met up with us. He's just joined the army. They thought it was funny to spike each other and see how each other react. And that's what he did to all of us that night. And that's why we all went fucking haywire in the middle of the bar.
Mm.
And that's how we ended up getting ourselves put in a meat wagon and taken to the fucking police station. But if he went on that night out, it would have been just a normal night with no drama. So you got to watch your friends, man. Like, not all your friends are friends, basically. You got to see who you can trust.
It was a good night beating the fuck out of that guy.
That was fun. All of a sudden, he had no shirt.
Fucking mental. Yeah, because like made me laugh as well because Kieran was like, "Take Dan's glasses, he won't be able to see him," and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm drunk now, my eyes are perfect." He took my glasses off, I could see exactly where the fuck I was.
Because it came out of nowhere. We were walking, and then all of a sudden it just kicked off, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" Yeah. So that guy is no longer in any of our lives anymore because of the fucking stupid shit he done to us. But I've had lots of friends like that. I've had guys that would be all mouth, get into loads of shit in pubs and stuff, and then I would be always the one that would be the reactive one, and the one that would stand up physically about it. And it doesn't pan out for you, man. As you get older, you realise all you're gonna do is end up spending the night in the cell, and there's a lot of jobs you can't get if you've got a record. And I'm lucky that I never got actually charged for anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was always warnings.
Yeah, no, I think Jamie's right. You got to grovel. You got to make compromises. And I think if you see a future with this person, then the compromises aren't that difficult. You know what I mean? It's an easy thing to do to make life simpler. I mean, staying off drink for a little while, not going out, finding a different hobby, finding something to do that involves your mates that doesn't involve drink, stuff like that, just to like show that you're changing your behavior is always good.
And also like if you take a look at yourself and see whether it's you, do you react well with drink? Some people don't. I know a few guys that stop drinking totally because they react negatively with drink, like they become an asshole or whatever. But when they're sober, they're totally fine.
Yeah.
It might be a time where you have to look at yourself and see, am I one of them people?
Yeah, definitely. But good luck, man. You're a long time listener, so hopefully it'll sort out. And we've got to hear from you again.